have Kahlua more often.
It would loosen you up a little bit.
It would loosen me up a little bit. Why is my mic not going? No, my mic's going just... No, my mic's not...
Uh-oh. Technical difficulties within the first 60 seconds.
No. I mean, yes, we do. My mic currently, for the record, everyone, we're going to go ahead and dive into the stream. At any single point, my mic might cut out in terms of the audio volume because it's doing that thing. The good news is, George, you're a lying liar, okay, George? Because I did buy a new mic this morning, and it's on the way, and it's going to be here tomorrow. That doesn't help at all. So you're a lying liar, and I don't appreciate it. Of course I did.
What did you buy, Road?
I bought a Blue Yeti.
Oh, that's what I have.
It is what you have. I'm aware of this.
What color did you get?
What color do you think I got, Meg?
All black?
100% all black.
Blue. They have fun colors.
I don't do fun colors. I like all my technology all black. Anyways, with that, we're going to go dive into the weekly live. For those of you who don't know, Devon 2.0 is indeed here. We have Gray Baker, who is the 2 times WSBG winner of Dune Imperium and Splendor.
Mm-hmm.
Dune Imperium and Splendor, 2 times WSBG winner, but not the actual WSBG winner, although, fun fact, he was at Origins. I ran into Honshu Lee at Origins. Yeah. That's all. Mm-hmm. The actual WSBG winner was at Origins. Anyways.
I actually have a question for Gray right off the bat about that.
Go ahead, what's your question?
I know we're talking to him later about other things, but I have a question about this. Gray, are you currently training for 2023? And if so, what games are you training for? Are you willing to tell us?
Yes, and yes, and yes. I am training a lot.
I'm playing 3 yeses to 2 questions.
Are you training? Yeah. And what is it? And are you willing to tell us?
So what is it? I answered yes. I am willing to tell you what it is. Patchwork is the main game I've been playing a lot because it's really easy to play online. And it's a super fun game. It just never gets boring. I'm gonna be playing Dune again, of course, because the game's great. I'm gonna be playing. Right now, I'm signed up for Gaia Project, but I'm probably gonna switch to Raw because I like Gaia Project. I never played it until after last year's tournament, but it takes a long time, and I don't know, it's just a lot. It's a lot to handle. And then, what is my last game? Oh, Arcanova, of course, which I've been playing nonstop for months now because it's on Board Game Arena. So
BGA. Great. I wonder about the research on the I'm fascinated for WSBG, World Series of Board Games, for those who don't know about it. But I'm very curious about what the data kind of is behind games that are available on BGA or not. Meaning, planning for something like Arc Nova that's on BGA versus planning for something like Raw that's not is a different conversation entirely. Because you could, if you're like, I want to win. It's so easy to pump out games on BGA. But yeah,
100%. And there's all the data to back it.
Who you're playing. Whereas, like, with Rob, you're only playing in person. Like, how do you know their actual skill level compared to everyone?
That's a great point. You're like, I stomped my friend group. And you never actually know if you're good. But yeah.
I always beat my sister at Raw.
but no, WSBG, so Gray's WSBG winner, and also we're going to be talking about later in this video, but also coming out with the game of Potions of Azalan, of which you're the designer, co-designer. What's the you know what? Let's say this later. We'll go into the Potions of Azalan later. I don't know why I'm doing this right now. But with that, this is the weekly live. We're going to be doing the usual thingamajig, which means we're each going to be coming to the table with a game. We're also going to be diving into it with a game show that I will be running, and it's going to be a picture game show. We'll talk more about that soon. If you're jumping to this later and not watching it live, I'd say you can watch the timestamps, but there are no timestamps on live videos, even after the fact. Ideally, there should be, but I don't do that yet. But with that said, we're going to go ahead and start this week. Actually, no, we're not going to start this weekly live off. We already started being all social. Meg, how was your week?
Great.
Cool. Gray, how was your week?
Amazing.
Awesome. My week was pretty awesome. I went to Origins, I had fun, played some games.
Oh, that was last week.
True.
Fine. Anyways, we had Origins last week. We're going to have a Level Up Retreat July 14th through 16th for those of you who've missed it. And then, of course, it's going to be Gen Con, which I'm already going to have my first Gen Con video going up this week. I'm going to have multiple videos covering Gen Con, the games to demo, the games to play, all those fun things. But it is indeed convention season, and lots of fun things will be happening. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and start us off with the game of the week, which for me has already actually been mentioned. Can you guess what my game of the week is that's been mentioned? Because I doubt you can.
Give me a minute.
It's mentioned very loosely. Very briefly.
Gaia Project?
Gaia Project is indeed my game of the week. I'm shocked that you got that.
You knew that!
That was pretty awesome. From all the games we talked about, that's the last one. Like, Patchwork would have made more sense. Oh my gosh. Anyways, Raw would have made more sense. Gaia...
Guys, just to quickly, because we were talking about our week, at Origins, my dice rolling was on fire. On fire. I only rolled 6s, basically, for what we were doing. And this is just a testament of what it's like to be me.
Yeah. Anyways, Gaia Project, which is a weird choice to pick from all the games we talked about, but I'm so on the fence with this game. I'm so on the fence with it because so Gaia Project is a I played Terra Mystica a few times back in the day, and Gaia Project, for those who don't know, is the game that's based on Terra Mystica. Then from there they have Terra Nova, I believe, and Age of Innovation. Is that the next one coming out?
Yeah.
I figured Gray would know these things. Yeah, so Age of Innovation will be at Gen Con, I believe. I don't know if it's to demo or to play. I think it's to demo, but it might be to buy. I think it's actually to buy. I think Age of Innovation is there to buy, and Terra Nova already came up from Capstone Games, and so there's basically 4 games in this series. Terra Mystica was already a very well-ranked game, and Gaia Project overtook it, and is currently number 12, I think it's the 12th highest game on BGG, and it's a game that I played it once, and I played Terra Mystica a few times, and Terra Mystica is not for me. I appreciate the complexities of it, I like a lot what it's doing, but I found it to be a little bit too... I didn't find it as much fun in there. Yes, it was challenging. Yes, it was great. Yes, it was very, very well designed, but it didn't get the funs out of it. Versus in Gaia Project, I tried Gaia Project one time, and I was like, you know what? I like it. This is actually back for WSBG. Speaking of WSBG, the reason Gaia Project was on the table is last year I was doing a whole thing. I was trying to put out reviews for every one of the 16 games in WSBG. I managed to get like 13 of them. No one's touching Dominus Beast to the 10-foot pole, but Gaia Project was one that I played, but didn't actually get around to actually reviewing in time because I want more than one play on my belt. I only got one play, and fine. And so, right about now, I've had it on my shelf for a while, whereas in this base with Gaia Project, whereas, like, it is the same mental load as Terra Mystica, which I don't love. Like, everything feels so tight. There's 6 rounds of play. Everything is like, okay, great, I need that one resource, I need to get that technology. Everything is incredibly tight in this game, and I find it more rewarding than Terra Mystica, but I wasn't sure if I found it rewarding enough. But I've started to dive into it on BGA because of this. Before I get rid of it, I've been trying to dive into a BGA, and I'm still conflicted. I've been playing it, and I so much fun about it. In terms of once you get your engine up and running, it's really, really satisfying. But until you get to that point, it's okay. It's not always the best. And I find that for a Gaia Project, it's one of those games where the first 2 rounds are almost a write-off, and then the next 4 rounds is where the game's starting to happen, where you start to feel things coming together. But the tech tracks really do add a lot more to the experience, and overall I'm having a hard time deciding to get rid of it. I still find that little power cycling that both Terra Mystica and Gaia Project have. I find the power cycling a fiddly mechanic. You move from 1 to 2, then from 2 to 3, then from 3 you can go ahead and actually utilize it. And so the whole thing feels a bit off, but ultimately the game is... I find myself charmed by it despite myself, and I'm not yet willing to get rid of it. But that's a Gaia Project, a very heavy thinky Euro that has a lot going on, and that I kind of want to get rid of, but also I'm not willing to yet. Great, we should play.
I'm down. I think it's funny. You think that mechanic's fiddly though. I love that mechanic, the wheel of power, because if you're in 2, you can like force it into 3 by killing one, and that's super cool. And I love that mechanic. I think it's so interesting. And it's all based on like your opponents, and like you have to build close enough to leech power off of them, but it's also to be a place they're going to develop versus just they're branching off of. I don't know. I love it. I think it's great. I'm
currently in the middle of a game right now that I have no clue if I'm doing well or not. I feel like I have a really good engine, but I keep trading in points every second to get more power, because I always do that in this game. And I haven't yet figured out when you shouldn't, because in my group, when I play it with my actual group, we all do it, so it balances out. In real life, I haven't yet figured out just how poorly I'm playing because, opponents on the internet. But we'll see. Yeah, that's my game.
I haven't played either, but I really want to try Terra Mystica.
Terra Mystica. I think you mentioned you want to play Terra Mystica.
Yeah.
They have that online as well. Not on BGA. Is it on BGA? So it's on Yukata, if I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. The board.
Yeah. Sorry, the Terra Nova is really good too if you want to like learn it. It's way easier to learn, but it'll give you all the base you need to like be able to jump right into Terra Mystica. Whereas playing Terra Mystica, you're gonna be like your brain's gonna hurt. You're gonna be in pain the whole time, and you're not really gonna know what's going on. So I don't know. I played that recently, and I was like, this is a really good implementation to just bring you into the full game.
Yep. Yep. 1 second. What are you doing here? Perfect. Okay, good. And then what was I gonna say?
Jenna.
Yes, Jenna. Actually. Jenna is always welcome. She has I believe a regular invite, which we'll be taking advantage of plenty of time. But that's my pick, which means Meg, it's to you.
Yeah, so my pick this week is a game that I got to play at Origins. I finally got to demo it. It was in my top 10 like most anticipated games of 2023, and it is My Island. So if anyone knows My City, it is a campaign game where you are playing against other people, putting stickers on a board with polyominoes. But in My City, all of your polyominoes are single colors, and they're does polyomino mean it has to be like a square type shape?
A polyomino, I believe a domino means it has two sides, and a polyomino means it has multiple sides. I don't know if it has to be square shaped or not.
Right, like what are these still polyominoes?
I don't know. That's a good
Okay,
question.
well, either way.
They're definitely not dominoes.
It has to be squares, according to Google.
Okay. So the old game was all like square type shapes, and these ones are all hexes. And also on the hexes, there are multiple different like terrain types. So you can see in the picture, there's like the grasslands, there's houses, there's water. Sorry, it's raining really loud outside right now. So you're trying to match different things with that as well. That like part of the complexity of the pieces is that they are multicolor. And you're also, instead of developing a city, you are exploring an island, which I just love so much more. That you start off on the beach, and similar if you know My City, when you start playing, sometimes there are different like things where you can only build on one side of the river, and instead for this, you can only build on like the beach and the grasslands because you haven't gone into the jungle yet, and it's just like more thematic, even with those little things to me, in my opinion. That I only got to play the first chapter. I could have gotten to look through more. They would have let us at the demo, but I didn't want to be spoiled. I want to play this all the way through now and be like really surprised. But I do not know what it is. I was just told this, but there is a big. You can say that. You can say that.
I was upset that
There's a big surprise.
I was upset that I was even told that.
There's a big surprise within the hidden envelopes. And I think that's literally all we know. I don't know why Alex.
I know. No, because she told me.
Surprise is coming.
She said, "Oh my gosh, there's a big twist halfway through." I'm like, "Why? Why would you tell me that? Well, I don't want to know there's a big twist. I want to be playing the game, not expecting the twist, and oh my god, we all died. If I know there's a big twist, it suddenly changes the whole." I was upset personally. I didn't want to say it.
You're the one that just said twist and halfway through when I said big surprise to even try to protect that. But okay, Alex, go off.
Anyways, all I'm saying is I don't even like that.
Yeah, so I enjoyed this more already, especially with the puzzle of you're trying to put the different colors next to each other, like houses next to houses, and you can only place them if they're touching, and then you get different points for things like having houses on the beaches. But even thematically, I really liked how this played better, and I'm just really, really excited for it. I think I should have it in like a few months, a month or two.
Yeah, I'm both very excited with it, while also acknowledging that my excitement only stems from My City, meaning the first chapter that we played was definitely on the lighter side, which if you've played My City, same with My City. It's very much great. Have you played My City?
I have 2 chapters.
Did you stop? Why'd you stop?
So I stopped for kind of a dumb reason. I play so much Patchwork, and I'm used to being able to rotate and flip tiles, and you can't do that in My City. And I literally couldn't play the game. Every single time I played, my brain would just flip it, and then I'd be like, "Oh wait, I can't do anything," and I would just lose instantly. And I was like, "Well, I can't play both at the same time."
All I heard from that is we should play this on BJ because finally I'll win a game against you.
If you guys play, I'm in. Don't play without me.
Oh, I'm down. I am down. Gray, let me know when.
If you invite me, I'll be there.
Put John in.
I don't want to screw up your WSBG. I'm happy to wait after WSBG if you prefer.
No. I'll just lose really bad at My City. It's fine.
Yeah, Stacey, you can rotate, but you can't flip. That's I believe, the issue. But anyways, yeah. So My City is a game that I really enjoy it, but I think the first scenario is definitely very light, and it does iterate and grow upon you, and it's always going to be a lighter game, but it gives you enough development and things changing that I like it. But the first scenario is like, okay, great, you're playing down pieces and that's it. It's not yet rewarding enough. And similarly, I felt My Island, the first scenario, was not rewarding enough. Was it fun? Sure, it's fun, but it's fun based on the premise of me knowing how fun My City gets as opposed to the individual first scenario. So could it be the absolute worst? Who knows? We'll find out. Did I very much enjoy it? I'm very strongly looking forward to it. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, it was enough of a taste for me to be like, I'm playing the whole thing in one night, probably.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Great, to you. What is your game?
Well, before I go into that, there's a question that I saw.
Day-old questions. We like the people's.
Are you more mechanical based, or do I care about theme? I like theme. I want there to be a good theme, but if there's not, I'm totally fine with that. My favorite designer is Stefan Feld, and his games are the most bland, themeless games in the world, so I like mechanics. But if there is a theme, that's a big bonus. So I'll take it all day.
Just so on the same page, you're saying that if you can totally rename and redo every single one of your games in a giant collection, that means your games are themeless?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
Definitely. Okay, my game of the week is going to be Planet Unknown.
Which we've all played.
So, Planet Unknown, for anyone that hasn't played, it's a really cool game where you have a lazy Susan in the middle. You're going to spin it, not just like wildly. Someone chooses how it rotates. And then everyone's going to take one of the two polyomino options in front of them, place it onto their planet, and get bonuses based on the two different colors or two different types of terrain you have, essentially. And there's lots of like mini goals, and you're competing against people to your side. I love this game. I think it is so well made. I think it's just anything that can do simultaneous action selection is just super slick to me. I think it's great, and this game does it better than any that I've seen, honestly. It's so dynamic, but at the same time simple. I feel like you can teach this to anyone. It plays 6 players, and that's not easy to do for a non-party game, I feel like, a lot of the time. So I know the game found like the second printing with the expansions coming out here in like a week, and I plan on spending all of my money on it. So I'm super stoked. It's just a killer game.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on multiple counts. The player count to begin with, the fact that because it's simultaneous selection, it can handle 6 players just as well as 2 and have a good time. I also agree with Ginger Scholar of the chat, who's like, you need to shuffle those tiles once in a while, which you absolutely do. Board Game Garden, we're going to have this, bless you.
Thanks, sorry.
We're actually going to be having this at Level Up, and not only are we going to have it, we're doing a...
Alex, yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the blessings as well.
Hello, we're back. Yeah, so my we're gonna have this at Level Up, and we're actually running play to win tables of this. So we're gonna have 4 or 5 copies out, and then everyone who at each table, someone's walking away with a copy, Jenna. So there's a decent chance you can get a copy. Just be the winner at the table. You're good to go. So practice your skills, all that stuff. This is available on Sovereignty. This is available online on Sovereignty for those who want to try it out there on a different digital platform, so you can do what Gray does and just play 1,000,000 times to win a copy. But yeah, I don't know. It's a great game.
So, I've only played this game once, Gray. And the first time because it wasn't mine, I got to play it at Alex's house. And the first time I played, it was a group of us, and I got the map that was opposite.
Inverted?
You played with the unique abilities. You didn't do the base one?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't even done that. I only played base map so far.
So okay. I could only build on the outside instead of the inside, and as soon as they realized that's the one I had, they were like, oh, you can change, like, it's definitely way harder to learn like this. You should change it. And I was like so stubborn. I was like, no, this is the one that I got, and it's cool and different, and I'm gonna do this one. And I did terrible. I had fun, but I did pretty terrible, and I was very stubborn.
That sounds hard because like those pieces are super weird shapes. If you can only build bordering.
Yeah, and they were like super skinny on the end, so I could only go. It was trying to move the
rovers.
The rovers. My faction had extra ones, so I had like 4 on the board, but trying to move them around was like impossible.
Your pair up was actually arguably a bad pair up of Unique Corporation, Unique Planet. Arguably bad. I'd have to like look at it, but yeah, Planet Unknown's great. Planet Unknown's great.
I enjoyed it, but I was like, it was not set up well for me.
I haven't tried those yet. I want to try the unique stuff, but I played the base map 3 times now, and I think that's just super fun as is. So like, I feel like there's a ton of depth with the unique maps and everything. And I know they're coming out with more unique maps with this launch.
I should ask, do you know what the new expansion has? Because I know nothing about it.
I know literally nothing. I just know that I'm gonna buy it. So that's all.
Yeah, this is a game.
I really liked the powers and the abilities and the extra rovers, so I did really like being able to get those, and I felt like it was pretty easy to do. Like, you could balance and try to get the abilities you wanted pretty quickly.
Yeah, and it's fast too. The whole game's like 45 minutes, which is awesome.
It's great.
It's super snappy.
It's really great. Yeah, solid one. With that, I think we are going to be moving over to the game show now, right about now. So, we have a game show, and we're going to go through the rules. The rules are pretty simple. This is going to be a buzzing in game show. Okay, so it's going to be buzzing in. We're going to be all good to go as far as that goes. But basically, what we're going to be doing is we've done one of these ones before, and what we're doing is we're going to be showing you zoomed in clips of board game covers. Okay, zoomed in clips of board game covers is the game show, and effectively all you have to do is you have to just say buzz when you think you got it, and then if you get it, what are the rules again, Meg? I think we've done this before. The rules are you get 1 point if you buzz in to get it, and 2 points if you're the second person. That's just yeah, basically just to penalize buzzing. So if you're unsure, Gray, and you buzz in and you're like, "That's definitely a Gaia project," and you're wrong. Well, if Meg gets it, she gets 2 points. So effectively, go for speed, but we want to make sure that you are wary of just how fast you are in case you're wrong. But we're going to be going through 21 of these. Why 21? Because I realized doing 20 means you could tie, and 21 means you can't tie. Although, actually, that's not entirely true now that I'm realizing because of the 1 and 2 points you actually could tie. Yeah, never mind. Take it back. There's still going to be 21.
Wait, is it just? Oh, it's just the 2. It's a 1v1.
It's a 1v1. Yeah, just
Although
chat.
Okay, Meg, get ready.
As usual, chat is welcome to join in.
I usually lose.
Chat is welcome to join in. We use the collective hive mind of chat, although we're not really keeping score of chat. Although if somebody wants to, we can certainly do so. We're going to be going through 21 board games, zoomed in covers, and this time specifically, we are focusing a drop more on Cult of the New. The 21 titles I've selected are all from either the Gen Con preview, the Board Game Geek Hotness, or games from the past 2 years. Those are the 3 categories. So it's effectively, it's mostly some new stuff, and or things that are a little older if they were in the BGG Hotness because of that. That's the 21 titles we have. And with that, you guys both have the live stream pulled up on YouTube because that's where you're going to see the photos.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and start. And all you got to do is buzz and then claim it. And starting off now. Whoop. I didn't hit go yet. Never mind, I didn't switch the screen. You're still on the thingy. Now we're going. Starting off now.
Okay.
Buzz.
Hit me, Gray.
Oathsworn.
Incorrect, although the art style is definitely dead on.
Buzz?
Go ahead.
The Witcher Old World?
The Witcher Old World is indeed correct. That is The Witcher Old World. That's 2 points from Meg, starting off strong. Oathsworn is a good choice. It has that art style.
That was.
Yep. But that's 2-1 versus 2 points to Meg. And moving on to the next one, we're going to go ahead and have...
A Buzz.
I can't believe Meg got this one. I cannot believe... Sorry.
No!
Dune Imperium.
It's funny too because there are a few titles on both sides that I think are gimmies to each of you, and I totally thought this was a gimme to Gray.
I love this game too.
Big latency over here.
Latency, yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
Meg, you're not the WSBG winner of Dune Imperium.
I still love it.
That's fair.
I'm a visual person.
3 points to Meg. 3 points to Meg, and moving on to the next one. Dun 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 dun. There are hard ones here, I'll say that.
Buzz?
Hit me.
Mistwind?
No, incorrect.
Do I lose any points if I just buzz and guess totally wrong?
You do not lose any points at all.
We tried that once and it didn't work.
I actually have no idea. I don't recognize this at all.
Also, neither of you should look at chat because chat often does get it, and Board Game Garden, you are dead on and quick. You have a chance. You're gonna just go for anything because at this point, it's 2 points if you get it, and it's nothing if you don't.
I thought this was like a corner of Potions of Azerland for a minute.
I debated doing Potions of Azerland.
If I didn't know that,
I
that
debated.
would be a shame. Oh boy, now I'm not sure.
I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to guess. 5.
Is
4,
this Andrew Bosley?
3,
Alex?
2. It's not. 1. And it's one that Gray kind of likes, but the newer version of it.
Oh, Castles Burgundy.
Dun 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 dun. So still 3-0, bottom corner. I wasn't sure on this one because I know Gray loves castles, but how well do you know? But Jenna got it in a heartbeat, so I don't feel bad at all. As long as somebody gets it, even if it's chat, I feel it's not too hard. Moving on to the next one we have.
Buzz.
Go ahead.
Gloomhaven 2.0.
Gloomhaven 2.0. Dun dun dun. 4 points to Meg. Meg's doing well. Meg's like, we should have Gray every week. It's okay. We've all had an episode where we got crushed. This is just yours right now. Moving on to the next one we have.
Buzz.
Hit me.
Type.
Oh, that's
Oh,
incorrect.
it's the Explorers. It's the new one. It's the new one. It's the same artist.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. That was
Well,
actually.
let him.
He said Explore. He said Explore in the new one. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Expeditions.
Yeah. So there was actually, I believe we're gonna have one more of these if I recall correctly later in the video, where I was like, it's almost unfair, and I think I was mentally prepped to give points either way.
Yeah.
Because of the zoomed in nature of it and the exact setting, I was prepared to give points for either one.
Have you guys played this yet? Just
Yes.
Oh,
Is
no.
it super good?
Yes.
Alex likes it more
looks
than I
super
do,
good.
but I enjoyed it.
Gray,
Yeah.
if you asked me whether... No, I was going to say if you asked me whether I was going to keep castles or expeditions, but no, I'd still keep castles. But
Oh
it
my
is...
gosh, yeah, don't even.
I like expeditions a lot. It's and I think it's your jam. It's the exact kind of game you like.
It looked,
To me, it's the reason to get rid of Scythe.
100%, yeah.
Cool, that's exciting.
Yep. And
I
with
love
that,
this art too.
we can go to the next one.
So Jenna wants to guest next time we do one of these. Oh, Buzz.
I think Meg buzzed first.
Egg Buzz first.
It's final, girl.
It is. It is indeed. I wondered how zoomed in that would work or not work. Okay, I think we're at 5-1 for Meg right now. Moving on to the next one, and just say you said
No,
what were you saying, Jenna?
4. I think 4. I think I only stole
You
one.
get 2. You got a 2 and a 1 and a 1, right?
Yeah, so
Oh,
4.
so 4 to 1. And what were you saying, Jenna?
Jenna wants to be guest the next time we do the pictures one because she's
Oh.
really liking this.
Did she comment that? I missed it.
She said she said something if I was on this show. So I
Jenna,
think she does.
Jenna, you'll be on. Don't worry. We'll pick off
Yeah.
a bunch of obscure war games. It's all good.
She likes this one.
Yeah. Moving to the next one.
Buzz.
That Gray got it.
That's the new edition of Raw.
That is the new edition of
You
Raw.
know, Tool over here.
That's 4-2. 4-2, and Jenna's on
So
fire.
pretty.
Jenna's got this. Okay, 4-2, and moving on to the next one we got.
Buzz. Oh, that might have been preemptive.
But you gotta give a guess.
Oh no!
And it looks like
now I don't-
you
it's not
gave Meg
right.
an extra point because Meg looks excited.
Oh no! It's not. It's just not. I'm gonna say Everdell, and I know I'm entirely wrong because it's just not.
Meg, buzzing it.
Buzz.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure if it says Isle of Cats first, but it's Race to the Raft.
It is Race to the Raft.
Does it say Isle of Cats first?
It does not.
No.
I just
6
saw
to
the
2.
cute mouse. and Went for it.
Are there Can chat let me know? Are there plushes of these cats yet? Is there a plush? Cause
I believe this is
I want one.
purchasable at Gen Con. Yep.
I want to know if there's a plush, y'all.
That's 6-2, Meg, and now moving on to the next one.
It's so cute. Buzz. Buzz.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this the expansion for Lost Ruins of Arnak?
It is indeed the
new
expansion to
expansion?
Lost Ruins of Arnak.
I never
I
would
don't
have gotten
remember the
that.
7-2, and Jenna, seriously, why are you not on the show today? You're killing it. 7-2.
Can I bring in like a
Bring in a-
pinch guesser? Is that a thing?
You can phone a friend. Let's get Jenna on the line right
Yeah.
now.
I may have a child coming down. We'll figure this out. But the next one moving up is...
Oh, what's the name of it?
Buzz.
Go ahead, Meg.
Is this Return to Dark Tower?
It is indeed. 8
I'm
to 2.
sorry, Gray.
No, it's
Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
fine.
I want to make a man out of you.
No, we'll do make a man out of
This is
you
the
after
one
this.
with the tower, right? And it
Yes, it
even
is.
has. Doesn't it have like technology in the tower or something?
It does. It does
I've
have
never
some
played
technology.
this one.
I have not either, and I definitely want to play it.
I would love to.
Okay.
Maybe
moving-
we could play it at Level Up.
I think I don't know if we have a copy coming at Level Up, but I think it's a Gen Con. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Or maybe someone can bring it.
if someone's coming to Level Up and
Anybody?
wants to bring Return to Dark Tower, we want to play it with you.
Please.
Please. We're gonna beg.
We'll email everybody and be like, if anyone can bring this.
Moving on to the next one, we have
Oh, Buzz. My father's work.
My Father's Work. Jenna, dear Lord, can you not know one of them? But that's 9 to 2. 9 to 2. And then moving on to the next one.
I'm so sorry. What number
You're
are we
learning a lot.
at?
I don't know.
Oh, I wonder if this is
You have to buzz.
Oh,
So say
gosh.
buzz. Say buzz.
Buzz, but I don't know the name. Can I give the exact reference to what
Yeah.
it is?
We'll give you it.
It's the sequel to Dwellings of Eldervale.
It is not.
It is not. Okay, then I'm just wrong, and I didn't know the name.
And that's called Andromeda's Edge.
Andromeda's Edge. Any space games.
To get it very quickly.
This isn't I don't know.
You giving up a guess?
I can't think words right now. I don't know why.
No, my mic's gone again. My
Hello?
mic is back. Yeah,
Oh.
perfect. Okay.
Yeah, you're fixed.
We're gonna go ahead and chat got it, and it is Twilight Inscription.
That's not what I was thinking anyway.
We still
That's
have time.
totally fine
Just
then.
you know, Gray's still in it. Just have to have a really strong second round.
That's not even what I was trying
Yeah.
to.
Everyone likes the comeback story, right?
We do. Oh, we love a comeback story. Are you ready for a comeback story? Because we're moving on to the next one.
Oh,
Buzz?
Buzz.
Gray can have it.
You
He was
got.
trying
You
to
got.
think of the
I
word
know. You
buzz.
gotta start with buzz.
He
Yeah,
was
sorry.
making
You-
sounds.
You said the sounds
knew.
first. Go ahead.
I know what it is.
Turning machine.
It is Turing Machine. We're gonna give it to you. That's a half pity. You definitely said the noises first. You just didn't say buzz.
Can I go like zip zap? Can I just have general?
Yeah.
Yes.
If
Okay.
it's specifically zip zap, yes. But now I need my own.
Just gonna make it so confusing.
I'm gonna beep.
Okay.
No, my mic won't do that. I'm gonna continue to buzz. If I do
Okay.
anything high pitched, the mic cuts out.
Sounds good. Moving on to the
So
next
if you
one.
could, like beep.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I'll do that.
Is that your noise?
I'm not even sure. Yeah. I'm not even sure if this is right. Is this DEI?
This is indeed DEI.
Nice.
10 to 3. 10 to 3.
I just had a hunch.
Yeah, I definitely made sure to throw in some of my favorite games in there as well. Plus,
Wow. Look at the guy on the left. I've never really looked at the cover of DEI. Look at that guy.
yeah, I was gonna do the
He's
guy
like
on the left,
frozen.
but the red was too much in there. I wanted only a hint of red because I think it's too obvious.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and move to the next one.
Buzz.
There's no way.
Yeah, it's Rolling Heights
It's Rolling Heights.
by Jean Duclair.
Dang.
I thought that was hard. Oh my gosh.
I really
Okay.
like that cover. I like covers.
This is great. This is great. Moving on, we're down to like 6 or 7 left. There's still time for a really good comeback story.
Real good. It's our daily double. A buzz. Zip zap.
Zip zap.
I'm assuming it's just Planet Unknown because.
It is indeed Planet Unknown, which when you chose that, I was like, haha, we got one of these later in the episode.
Okay, it's just in the top left corner.
Yep. Okay, moving to the next one.
Buzz.
Zap.
That was close.
We can leave it up to chat. 'Cause
Chat?
I think that's the thing where I heard it first, but I don't know if that's a Discord thing.
Chat, does
But I
chat
can
have any
also
opinion
vote
who
for
went
it.
first? Because we get the first 2 people in a row who say give a chat answer. Fred says Meg, and we got Gray. We need just one more. We need 2 in a row. One of the other.
Someone rewind. You can rewind.
Chat got it first. Tyler says Gray. Meg was louder. Gray was first. Looks like
That was
Gray.
biased.
Okay,
Go ahead, Gray.
that's fine. Give it to Gray.
This
If
is the Guild of Merchant Explorers that I just recently played, and I absolutely love the art for this game. It is so great.
When did you play it, Gray?
You're joking about the art, right?
I just played it last week, or I guess it was 2 weeks ago.
You're joking about
We
the art,
literally just
right?
played it Saturday night.
Really? It's so good.
What'd
Am
you
I
say,
joking about
Alex?
the art? No, I love this art.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like especially on the boards, like with all the little jellyfish and the stuff. I think
The
it's
boards
very
is...
tranquil and nice. And
I love Ginger Skull. The art needs more beige. Yeah, I agree. The art needs more
I'm a
beige.
Stefan Feld fan. Beige is my jam, man.
Oh my gosh, it's this to me is one of the I believe someone said that they're putting out a new art for the game because of this. Like the game does not sell. It looks like something that came out in 1972.
Oh, I love it.
Anyways, moving to the next one we have.
Zap. I know the game. I just don't know the name. It's the new solo. It's the new solo game by Garfield Games. The Legend of You, the Legacy of You.
Legacy of You is correct. Very
I was
solid.
gonna say all of it was close enough, regardless.
Yeah, it's always tricky because my instinct is usually to, if someone's behind, to give them the credence and the leeway and things. But sometimes chat is less forgiving, and they're like, "How dare you?" I'm like, the person who's behind gets the
dare.
leeway. You need to be right, but I give you leeway. Anyways, moving on to the next one.
Did you see me like hover?
I don't know this one.
Here's the things it's not. I'm not buzzing yet. I don't think it's Creature Comforts. It's not Forges of Ravenshire. Like, those are the two I think of immediately. I'm gonna be mad that I'm not gonna be able to do this.
Jenna, trust me, I am sad too. You're killing it. Although with Devin gone, Meg's probably like, no, let me have a week, please. Devin has won
Yeah.
every single game show he's been in. It's ridiculous.
I don't think I do have this one.
Chat got it very quickly, and it is Familiar Tales.
Oh,
I don't know that game.
that's fair.
I was gonna do Hickory Dickory. That's actually my first instinct, but the art is so obvious in that one. I couldn't
So
find a
wait.
section that wasn't obvious.
Why is Familiar Tales here?
Both of them were in the 2022-2023 titles. You challenging my statement of hotness and recent? Yeah, both of
Yeah,
them were
I
in
was just
recent.
curious.
Yeah,
I thought it was older than that too.
I thought so too. So when I was browsing the various sources, Familiar Tales was actually one that popped up first, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that one. I want to do Hickory Dickory. And I was like, there's not a section of Hickory Dickory that is not obvious. Yeah.
That is very distinct.
Anyways, moving on to the next one.
How many are left?
2.
This
Do you-
is another one I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
gonna be able to get.
Well, of course Jenna got it first. Jenna!
Is this a game I know?
It is a game. You are aware of this game, Meg. I assume Gray is too, but everyone has heard of this game. Many of you have seen the art for the game. Everyone has heard of the game. There's not a question.
There's not a question.
It's not a question. And no one has played it. Not no one. Very few people have played it, and everyone has heard of it.
Buzz?
Go ahead.
Lorcana?
Lorcana is correct.
Oh, very nice, Meg. Wow, okay.
Everyone has heard of this game at this point.
I was thinking of all the purples.
We have one last title to go with. One last
That's
one.
crazy.
This is
That's
actually,
crazy.
I don't actually know if either of you know this one. I don't actually know. This is the other one that I'm willing to give 2 games an acceptable answer.
Oh, I think I know what game it is, but I don't remember. I played it like a couple months ago. The original one. I'm sure this is the sequel. What's the name of it?
Well, we stumped Jenna, so this one's clearly too hard.
Buzz.
Go ahead.
What is the new expansion for Lost Ruins of Argent?
No.
It looks kind of like it, doesn't it?
But you're just giving Gray an extra point now if he gets it.
Yeah, why not?
I'll describe the game. We'll see if I'm even in the same area. It's the one where you're like explorers and there's dinosaurs in the island and you have to like put up barricades and like get resources and put little triangle towers and then they bust through and you like shoot them and stuff and then you die.
Is it Dead
and
of
then-
Winter meets dinosaurs?
I
That's what
don't
it
know.
sounds
We're
like
gonna
you're
give-
saying with barricades and stuff.
We're going to grade the 2 points. It is Perseverance Castaway Chronicles, episodes
Perseverance.
3 and 4, not 1 and 2. I was prepared to give 1 and 2 also an acceptable answer. Similar to Scythe and Expeditions, it's too darn close that I'm happy to give it.
You know, I think Nelson literally on Sunday asked me if I've played this.
Maybe you should have known. just from that alone.
I didn't know anything. He didn't say more about it.
No, this is one I want to play a lot. I haven't played the first ones. I've heard good things. It's from Mindclash, which is an incredible company, and I've heard that 3 and 4 are even better so far, or at least 3. I don't know if 4 is available demo, but 3 was supposed to be the best one yet. It's a series of 4 different games that tell a story. So each game is like a section of your journeys, but it's not campaign based. It's just like the first game is you're setting up on the island. The second game, yeah, it's just pure Euro with this progression to the story, which is very fascinating.
It's good. I played it twice now, I think, and it's solid. It's definitely it's heavier. There's a lot going on, but it's good. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's very fun to get trampled by dinosaurs and be like, oh no, all the raptors are murdering everybody. So.
And it looks like I think you harness the dinosaurs in the next. I don't know. Either way, I'm sure they'll have episode 5 and 6 at one point. All I know is that is what we currently have, and that is our weekly game show. That is the weekly game show. Meg, you win. Jenna gets a second place points, and Gray, you get third.
Participation prize.
But with that, we're going to go ahead and focus on Potions of Azalan at the moment, because that's the conversation we have on the table. So I'm going to just dive into a brief overview of Potion of Azalan tonight, and then we're just going to take turns asking Gray questions, or let Gray talk first, then ask questions.
Wait. Before you do that, Alex, can we tell everyone about the thumbnail?
Yes, the thumbnail. If you've missed the thumbnail, Meg, tell them more.
That's me and my dog Mifa, and I'm going to be a card in the game, and I was there when Andrew drew it, and now Mifa is immortalized once again in a game.
Once again,
That's
what's
all.
the other
I'm
game?
just excited.
Oh, dog, not the dog
She's
park.
in Dog Park.
Bark Avenue.
But just Park Avenue, you're right. I swapped those.
Yeah.
But just so you guys know how much I love it and how happy I've been, she's been my phone background now.
Yeah.
That looks weird through the camera, but
yeah.
I love her.
Potions of Azalan is going to be a midweight Euro game, or I should say I call it midweight Euro game, maybe Gray would call it, illustrated by Andrew Bosley, designed by, and Gray, this is the first question, designed by who?
Me. Yeah.
Is it just you, or?
I mean, obviously I had input from other people and people
Sure.
came up with ideas, but I did design it, yeah.
Is your name on the box, or are there like 3 names?
My name is on the box.
Gotcha, cool. I wasn't sure. I know there was input in that you're a team, I just don't know the roles of the people on the team. But Potions of Azalan, so I guess, why don't you go ahead and give an overview of the game, and then Meg and I will take turns, just whenever you're done talking, we'll just ask questions.
Alright, that sounds good. So, let's see. Potions of Azerland. As you might expect, you're making potions in a place called Azerland. No, so what you're going to be doing is, in the game, it's, like you said, it's a midweight Euro. You're going to be gathering resources that go into the forest and getting different stuff. You're going to be studying to become better at making these potions. You're going to be going to the market and buying goods and other things you need. And then you're going to be making these magical potions. And the goal is to give these potions to these visitors that are coming to your town, right? And when you give it to visitors, you'll get prestige or victory points, as you might expect, along with like other effects. But the interesting thing here is these are magical potions, right? So you can give them to these people, as you need to win, but you can also drink them and get magical effects based on which potion you drink and how well studied you are at it, how knowledgeable you are with making it. So that's kind of the core of the game and what you're doing. It's played over 6 rounds, and then one of the other big parts of the game that makes it unique is there's these like tile holders that you have. I should have probably... Let me see if I have one with me. I just have like the remnants of some of our boxes here. Probably should have had this ready, but that's okay. Details.
You're doing great.
There we go. I got one. It's a little dilapidated, but that's okay.
That honestly, Gray, was what I was going to ask you to bring up to show them, because this action selection I think is so cool.
Thanks. Yeah, so these are tile holders, and what you're going to be doing is every turn you have these different numbers, right? So I have like my number 3 here, and you're going to be placing these in wherever you want to, wherever you think is best. It's very hard to do on a camera when it's backwards. And everyone's doing this secretly and simultaneously. And then you're going to put these on the board face down, you'll flip them over, and then it's essentially whoever has the best priority for that specific action. So if we're looking and we're doing foraging first, my number is 4. So Meg, if you put in a 2, your number is better than mine, you'd forage first, which means you're going to get more goods from the forest because you went there earlier than me. And you do that for all the things, but it's always relative. So if I put a 1 and Meg puts a 5, I beat her, but I wasted my best number where clearly she wasn't trying to go. So that's what you're going to be doing in the game. And then you can there's one of the potions upgrades these tiles. So you have a 0 instead of a 1 as your best one, which is really good because then no one can beat you there. And that's kind of what you're doing.
So I'll start off. You've played a lot of games. What, in your opinion, were the main motivations or things going through your head as far as how you put this together? Like, are the games that are specific inspirations or not as much?
I would say in general, Stefan Feld is my inspiration. I love how he designs games and his mechanics and just the way that he puts things together. So he's kind of always in the back of my mind. This game came to be, I was designing another game, which I eventually scrapped because it wasn't good enough. And I was laying in bed one night, and like I mentioned earlier, I love simultaneous action selection. I think that is something that should be utilized as much as possible. And so I was laying in bed, and I was like, man, how could I do something? And I just kind of came to this mechanism. Even though it looked different originally, I came up with this, and this was the basis for the whole game. So I would say there's Stefan Feld-ish things in here. That's probably my main inspiration.
And when's it coming out?
So we should be on Kickstarter here we were gonna do July, but it's looking like it's gonna be August now. So we should be hitting Kickstarter in August. And it should be good. We have hold on, I got a thing, I can post it in chat and everything. Hold on, where is it?
And Gray, while you're doing that too, I don't know if you can also grab this from the box, but can you explain a little bit more about the tracks that you're mastering, that you're learning when you're studying?
Yeah, so there's 3 potions in the game. You've got love potions, you've got speed potions, they used to call it dexterity potions, and then intelligence potions. And so each of those potions you start out as a novice potion maker, and you're going to be studying, and you move up these tracks, and there's kind of like little rewards as you go up the track, but there's intermediate and then expert if you get all the way to the top. And when you become intermediate or expert, 2 things happen. First of all, when you give these potions to these visitors, they're going to give you additional points because you're giving them like better quality product, right? So they'll give you more prestige. But the other thing is when you drink it, you have the option of getting the novice or intermediate or expert effect if you're expert. You don't get all 3, you just choose one. And generally like the expert ones are more like game breaking mechanics where they're doing something pretty wild and different. Intermediate is generally like resource management, resource like churning and conversion. And then the novice abilities are all like foundational. Like they give you a permanent change for the rest of the game that's like useful, like re-rolling dice or getting extra dice, things like that. So, yeah.
And sorry, you said, what's it called? You said launching on Kickstarter. I apologize. I missed what was the one?
August. Don't know exactly when yet in August. Sometime in August. But we have our Kickstarter like sign up page live now, so people can sign up for it. We'll email everyone when we actually do go live.
And so you definitely got any conventions until then?
We're not. We did Dice Tower West, obviously. And there's apparently a convention right down the road from me last week that I didn't know about until it was too late and I couldn't make it. But until we don't have any other conventions planned before we get there.
And do you have any other game designs currently working on?
Oh yeah. A little sheet of paper covered by half the box now. That's the Mines of Azerland. So that's going to be the sequel to this.
What does the Mines of Azalan do?
So in the game, there's lots of different types of people there. I don't know if you have the box art that you could pull up just to show it, but you got like people, humans, or what most people are in this town, but there's also dwarves, and so the Mines of Azalan follows the dwarves and their mines, because that's what they do. And so you're mining. The game is not fleshed out at all. I don't want to give any amount of description other than that because things could change. It's very much in the beginning phases. But that will be the sequel. And we've got a couple other games we're working on, and these next ones I'm co-designing with Tyler, my business partner. So we're going to be doing these more collaboratively, whereas I kind of just did potions and then from there.
I'm trying to pull up the art 1 second. It's not.
And Gray, how long have you been working on this?
Either 4 or 5 years now, somewhere around there. It's been a while. I had a couple other games I made during that, so it wasn't like this is the only game I was making. So I'd work on something else. But then a lot of times, what happens is you'll like make a game and you'll be like, "This is gonna be great," and then you play it a couple times. You're like, "Well, this needs to be fixed," and then you keep playing. You're like, "This actually isn't very fun," and that's kind of the important part of games. They're like, "Okay, that game's gone now." So this is the first game I felt confident to say like, "No, this game is fun. It has good dynamics and is interesting." The rest I was like, this isn't gonna work. So
what was the process of deciding who you wanted to illustrate it and how did they? You like, okay, I'm just trying a board game. I just want Andrew Bosley to illustrate it. Like, how did that play out?
So, I mean, that was, in our mind, Tyler and I's mind, like, Andrew's, like, the best or one of the best board game artists that exists, right? He's so good. His stuff's so fun to look at. And so he conveniently lives, like, 2 hours north of us. And so Tyler I think he just emailed him and was like, hey, like, what does it look like would you want to be our artist? And so he gave us some information. We drove up to his house and we just hung out in his studio and we talked about the game and everything, and he agreed to be our artist. And so that's how that happened. It was really very easy, to be entirely honest. And it was great because we went up there a couple times, like had lunch, would go over stuff for the game, very collaborative. And he had some really good ideas. Like someone asked earlier in the chat, like if I'm mechanical or if I like theme. This game was very not thematic and very ugly. The original, like, it was mechanically correct, but it was hideous. And Andrew was like, maybe you should think about doing this. Maybe we should, like, make it more expansive and make the board more interesting. We're like, that's a good idea, Andrew. You've done this before. So that was really helpful. He's great.
Yeah. And then as far as graphic design, does he do graphic design? Like, who's doing graphic design? Is it you, him, someone else?
So we have Robbie, who did our graphic design. Robbie Corrales, he was working for Eagle Griffin Games as their graphic designer, and he did freelance work for us. He's great. He was so good at everything. Like, the rulebook is on Board Game Geek, Board Game Geek. So if anyone wants to see the rulebook, but it looks super nice. Everything just looks way better. The cards look super clean and like just like you'd expect them to look in like a real game. Whereas mine were like clip art in a Word document. So so yeah, he did all of that. And he's still doing a bunch of work for us for Kickstarter and stuff. So he did that whole process.
Speaking of Kickstarter, are you doing a deluxe versus retail version? And if so, what's the deluxe like?
Yeah. We're going to have, the deluxe is going to be kind of all the main things you'd expect in a deluxe, right? We're going to have like metal coins. We're going to have, instead of like, cardboard chits, it's going to be screen printed wood. We're going to have double layered boards for the player boards. So everything moves up nicely and is indented. The cauldrons in the game are going to be kind of like the raw pieces, like that thick, chunky wood that's really nice. So those are going to be that. And I think that's kind of the main things. There's probably some other stuff I'm forgetting. I think we're going to do like box gilding, maybe. Might be a stretch goal. Not sure.
No.
Yeah, we got all sorts of fun stuff like that.
Are there any expansion content, or is it just the base game?
No, well, Meg actually had a really good idea at the convention that I wrote down, and that's going to definitely be like a stretch goal that if we get there, I will be making, it's like a mini expansion for the game that's optional to add right from the get-go. So that'll be fun. And all thanks to Meg.
Are we talking with ideas? You're saving that for later. You can save it for later. You can save things.
It's a stretch goal. It's a surprise.
Yeah, we'll wait.
You know how these work? It's crowdfunding, Alex.
I know how it works, but my job is to get all the fun secrets because that gets all the views and the attention and the interest. So like,
I would say with how beautiful the board is, if you want to consider, I would love a neoprene mat of the board instead.
I think Tyler was looking at that.
I have no idea what it is like to try to do that, but I think that it would be really beautiful. Especially because it is like a card game where you're putting cards down, that it would be easier to...
And I think the board is not so large. You might even be able to get a neoprene mat that fits in the box.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
No, because the board, it's 18.5 inches vertically, I believe. And our box is 11.5. So it wouldn't fit in the box. But we can probably, I mean, Tyler, I know you're here. You might already be working on it.
I would like that.
Yeah. Meg wants a neoprene. Let's do that stat.
Yeah. Any other questions, Meg? I think I got mine.
You go, because I think you're better at.
No. I'm tapped out. I got all the fun things to ask because I've played the game, so it is a little hard to think of questions offhand in terms of mechanics and whatnot. We covered deluxifications, timeline, inspiration aspects, next game designs. Those are all fun. The art, graphic design, all the fun things.
A thoughtful question where, especially with this game, Greg, you're at the point where you will be putting it out on crowdfunding and stuff like that. Was there ever a point that you felt like turning away from it, that you felt like stopping, and then was able to keep going?
I don't think I ever felt like stopping. I was confident that this game had bones to be good, though it did go through a lot of iteration changes and just has gotten better every single time. I was for a long time trying to sell to publishing companies, so I was pitching. I think I pitched to like 40 or so over
Whoa.
the time, and pitching a lot of times was just like emailing them rule books and information. But I did do some live pitches. I went to like the Pegasus Spiel event, and I pitched to Elf Creek Games and stuff. So that was pretty tough for a little bit when, just getting rejected. They're like, oh, sorry, we're full. And I mean, even with Robbie, our graphic designer, so he worked for Eagle Griffin, and I was going to have them publish, and Robbie was super on board. He's like, I think your game's awesome. But they were like, oh, we're full up, essentially. Like, we don't have any space to publish. And that's, Robbie, kind of going back to that, he told me, he was like, if you end up self-publishing, contact me. I would love to be your graphic designer, which was like very reassuring too.
That's nice.
It's like that was one of the first times I played. Like I had my game played in a very public space, where like you never know how people are gonna feel about it. So that was very reassuring. But then I met Tyler, and he is a businessman and was like, I want to start a publishing company. He liked my game. He had played it because I was just having him play it to learn it, and that's how it happened. So that was it was not. I was never intending on self-publishing at all, because I have no business sense. I don't want to get any of that manufacturing, taxes, all that. Luckily, Tyler can do all of that. Thank goodness. So, yeah, that's kind of. But I never wanted to stop. It was just kind of like it was an interesting journey getting here. Now it's
That's
just
awesome.
hoping that it has good reception and everyone likes it and that we do a good job. Part of our thing too, kind of a tangent here, is everyone has different experience with crowdfunding, right? Like we've all waited 2-3 years for a game, and that's a pain. No one wants that. We've all had. I mean, I don't know if you guys backed the Queen games from Stefan Feld, not to say anything bad, but there was some very suspect decision making that was not well received by everyone. They didn't take any feedback. So we're really trying to do this right. We want to get the crowdfunding done, get it to people as fast as we can while still giving the highest quality product we can. That's kind of where we're at right now. It's like, okay, we want to do this the way we would want it as gamers, right? How do we want it? That's what we're going to try and implement for everybody else.
And for a question from Jenna, what is your favorite part of the game?
That's a good question. It's either the tile holders, because this is just, it's very thinky. Like the first time you're playing, it's always the same. Everyone plays the first time, they just kind of I don't know what I'm doing. They put in their tiles, they put it face down, and then they flip it over. And then round 2, everyone sits there and they just look at it. They take a tile out and they put it in, and they're like, no. They take it out and they put it somewhere else. And they just do that for minutes because it's really hard. So I think that's fun, because I've played my game, I don't even want to know, almost 1,000 times now, I'm sure. And I've watched more than that. And I still struggle a lot of the time to know what the correct plan is. So I think that's the most fun part to me, is really being okay, what do I do? How do I properly prioritize what I think they're going to do, and how do I counterplay them a little bit, all that sort of stuff. And then drinking the potions is super fun because I like the abilities because I made them. So.
And a question from Stacy. All my research tells me that self-publishing is way harder than going to a publisher. How are you dealing with all the non-creative aspects? I think the answer was Tyler.
Yes, the answer is Tyler. Tyler is everything.
Shout out to Tyler.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He's awesome.
The amount of work, and there's so many things that you don't even know exist that you have to do. As we're doing it, oh, we need this thing, or we need this information we didn't even know was a thing we needed, and just figuring that out and then creating it. And yeah, I mean, you're right. Self-publishing is super hard, and I've done barely any part of it. I've just watched Tyler do a lot of it. I'm like, oh boy, that looks difficult.
Have you guys even looked
And
into
also
that yet?
having Robbie was huge too, because he's been in the industry, and so if we didn't have a graphic designer that already knew how to flatten images and do, I don't know all the graphic design lingo, but he knows all that. Not having that, I don't even know how you'd self-publish. It sounds impossible without someone that's at least done something in the industry.
Cool. Excellent. Well, coming August, you said, right? August?
Yep.
That's soon.
It is. We're, I mean,
You
I
have
don't
a
know if I
pre-launch
should be giving
page
all
up?
this information. What was that?
You have a pre-launch page?
I put it in the chat.
Oh, I missed that, but it's not on the website.
So I think it might not let you chat links, Gray, but I put it in chat, guys.
Thank you, Meg.
Yeah.
For sure. It might show you that it went gray, but sometimes people but I'm a mod, so if you guys see, the last thing that I put was the link, but I'll put it
I mean, I don't know how much timeline I should be giving because I don't know how much I should be saying or not saying. But our plan right now is we're waiting on our pre-production copies, which are like they should be very close to the finished product for retail. And then we're going to be sending them out to people like yourselves, you fine folks, to do reviews on and everything. And we have someone that's going to be doing a rules video for us for YouTube, and stuff like that. And then as soon as those are out and we give people enough time to like actually do it, we're going live. We're ready to rock. So
Excellent.
yeah,
Exciting.
Very cool. Oh, Devin's showing up now, which means it's perfect time to go ahead and wrap up the show. So, everyone, thanks so much for being here. Gray, appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me.
All of you in chat, everything. We'll be back next week. Actually, are we back next week? We're back next week. Yeah, we're back next week. Next week, there's still a show. At this point, there's so much convention and travel that I'm just used to canceling every other week. So, we do have next week. We're going to have that. And then past that, I think the week after that, there might be Level Up Retreat. So, there may not be the week after that. But in any case, until next time, I appreciate all of you. Oh, if you want to...
Everyone, please go follow the Potions of Azerland page. And also a reminder that Gray will be playing in the WSBG series. So anyone who is watching from home, if you want someone to root for, please root for Gray. He's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're going to go and call it for now. Have a good one, everyone. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you later.